How are we doing today, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with another edition of Cubs Daily. Let's get right into it. We got a lot to discuss today. The Cubs finally get back off the schneid. They dominate the Cardinals yesterday with a beautiful performance from Mr. Boyd. The Cubs have apparently contacted an NL Central rival to discuss some potential pitching prospects. Shota is back on the bump today. Hopefully the pitching staff begins to stabilize, and all in that we'll preview the final game of this 4-game set. But before we get into all that, thank you for everyone who has watched the videos, liked the videos, subscribed to the channel, and commented. So the Cubs dominate the They dominate the Cardinals yesterday, 8-0, in an absolutely convincing fashion. Again, this is coming off the heels of losing 4 of 5 games, just not looking their sharpest. Just the offense comes and goes sometimes, but the pitching had given up over 57 runs in these past 5 games. That is just not going to cut it in any rock of world, right? Even in Little League, you can't give up that many runs and expect to win. But the Cubs find course, they course the ship, and they dominate. Hopefully, they can continue that trend today. Kyle Tucker hit a home run. Beautiful baseball all around. Matt Boyd absolutely dominated the Cardinals, which is exactly what you wanted to see in this situation, ladies and gentlemen. So, glad to see that happening. Now, hopefully, the Cubs can continue that train today. The game will be at 1:15, so it's a quick turnaround. But I mean, it's a perfect chance for this offense to stay hot and get that victory. The Cardinals pitched Eric Fedde yesterday. He did not have his best stuff, but that's okay. It was just, honestly, it was. I don't think it mattered who pitched yesterday for the Cardinals. It was all going to be about the Cubs offense, which, again, in the first 5 innings, scored runs. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. And then that was that. And honestly, it all got kickstarted with that first pitch bomb by Ian Happ, which is exactly what you want to see in this situation. So, on the radio, I heard another rumor. It's been reported by Jesse Rogers that the Cubs have contacted NL Central rival, the Pittsburgh Pirates, about a couple of their pitchers. One being a starter and one being a reliever. And no, it is not Paul Skeens. I think Paul Skeens is a little too rich for our blood, even though I think the Cubs do have the prospects to make a deal for him. I don't think the Pirates are interested in dealing him. But they did call about the guy right behind Paul Skeens, Mr. Mitch Keller, who is in his second year of a $77 million deal. And although he is not necessarily struggling per se, he's pitching okay. The Pirates are struggling immensely, and honestly, they probably want to look to get off the books in that front for him. Again, $77 million. In baseball terms, it's not a lot, but it's still $77 million over the course of the next over 5 years. It's still a lot of money, regardless if you're a Major League Baseball player or not. So I'm not sure if the Pirates are truly interested in trading him to the Cubs, but that might be the best deal that's available for them, right? You can call all the Major League teams and they can offer you comprehensive packages, but if the best package is right within your own division, sometimes you just got to swallow the pill and be like, hey, I'm going to take this because I think it helps the future of our baseball team a lot more. And again, Mitch Keller has been okay this year, right? Again, I really don't take too much stock into a guy who is pitching for a team like the Pirates, right? So currently he's 1-10 this year. He's 1-10. Record doesn't mean all too much to me because crazy things can happen, right? I think Paul Skeens is a losing record in that sense. But he's got a 4.02 ERA, which isn't heinous. I mean, he keeps his team in the ball game generally. The team just can't support him offensively. I think if he came to a winning culture and a winning club, he would be very good for us as well. So I don't look all too much into what's going on this year for Mitch Keller. Career-wise, he's a 4.52 ERA guy. Again, he's been a Pirate. The Pirates have struggled his whole time during his career. So maybe a change of scenery really does help him out. In the sense, he's 29 years old. He'll be secured in for the next 3 years and in a very team-friendly deal, which is exactly what the Cubs are looking for in that sense. Now, the other pitcher the Cubs did call about is their longtime closer, Mr. David Bednar, who's been very, very solid throughout his time. He's a two-time All-Star. This year, he's got a 2.93 ERA. He just, honestly, he doesn't have a lot of save opportunities, right? I mean, if the Cubs could make a deal and swing these two pitchers for a couple of very nice prospects kind of deal, this is going to plug two big holes for the Cubs, right? It's going to put another arm in the rotation, which you love to see. And then I love what Daniel Palencia has been doing, but I know what I'm getting with David Bednar. And I think that's the more important part, as I know exactly what I'm getting with David Bednar, and I think he would be an excellent addition as the closer for this Cubs team. So, in the comment section, I want to hear your guys and gals' thoughts. What are your thoughts if we added Mitch Keller and David Bednar to the team? What would you give up? I don't think Owen Casey would have to be the number one pick to go in this situation. I don't think they'd have to give up necessarily a top 5 prospect for both those arms. Because I think it's more about the Pirates looking to get off the books than necessarily give up the talent that they're doing. So, I'm curious to see how it all unfolds. Rumor has it the Cubs are going to be making a move here in the next few days. Let's see if that comes to fruition. Now, big day for us on the mound here as Shota is ready to return. He's going to come back. He had a very dominating rehab start in Iowa last Friday. He went 4 1/3, struck out 8. He looked absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping he can replicate that exact same magic here today. And again, it's not a must-win game because, again, there's so many games left, right? There's so many games left. Hey, if the Cubs can come out and win today, you know what? You know what that means? Essentially, that we just split and nothing really changed on that front, which is what you like to see. The Cardinals have Mr. Palante going. He's been solid for them. He's nothing special in that sense, but this is an excellent day to get back on track, split the series with the Cardinals, and go into tomorrow kind of with like a moot point week, right? Just extending the lead back a little bit more from the Cardinals. So, again, today's a big day. It's got to be playoff atmosphere vibes, in my opinion. We need to get the split. I think that's a win in my eyes if we split with the Cardinals here, and then we can move on, getting closer to that All-Star break where we can get rested, maybe a little bit more healthy. I know Porter Hodge is back. I know Miguel Amaya is scheduled to come back as well just before the All-Star break. We're going to get this team in line and ready to go for a big-time playoff push in August and September. I think the Cubs are poised to go to the playoffs, make a deep run. We obviously need to add an arm or two, and I think this is where all these rumors are coming from. The Cubs are scouring the market. They're calling everybody and their mother, right? They're even calling the Pirates. So let's see how the Cubs handle it. Let's see who they get. I'm not sure if I truly want Mitch Keller and David Bednar. I think they would be good additions to the team. Don't get me wrong. I still don't think they solved the true problem for this Cubs team, which is we need a frontline ace. Now, a frontline ace might not be available, but in tomorrow's video, there was something said by one of those frontline aces, and I think we're going to have to discuss it more right here on Cubs Daily. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow with another one. I hope you have another great day, and go Cubs go.